Cleopatra. Her name alone still echoes through history. She's often remembered as a seductive queen who used beauty to control powerful men. But what if that story is incomplete? What if Cleopatra was not just a lover, but one of the most intelligent and strategic rulers of the ancient world? Today, we uncover the true story of Cleopatra, a tale of power, ambition, intelligence, and mystery that history tried to oversimplify. Cleopatra VII was born in 69 BC into Egypt's Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek royal family ruling Egypt after Alexander the Great. Despite being Egypt's queen, Cleopatra was not ethnically Egyptian. But unlike her predecessors, she embraced Egyptian culture, learned the language, and presented herself as a true pharaoh. She was exceptionally educated. Cleopatra spoke at least 9 languages, including Greek, Egyptian, Latin, Hebrew, and Arabic. This wasn't just intelligence, it was political power. It allowed her to negotiate directly with foreign diplomats without needing an interpreter, giving her a huge advantage in a world where communication was key to survival and control. She wasn't just another royal figurehead. She was a hands-on leader who understood her people and the world around her on a profound level. Cleopatra came to power at just 18 years old, forced to rule alongside her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was also her husband, according to the bizarre royal traditions of the time. But this partnership was doomed from the start. Court officials, seeing her as a threat to their own power, quickly turned against her. Before long, Cleopatra was exiled from Egypt, completely stripped of her throne. For most rulers, this would have been the end of their story, a forgotten footnote in history. But Cleopatra didn't disappear. Instead, she began to plan her return, determined to reclaim what was hers. Her ambition was matched only by her strategic mind, and she knew she needed a powerful ally to turn the tables in her favor, and she knew just where to find one. Rome controlled the fate of Egypt, and Cleopatra knew it. When the most powerful Roman of them all, Julius Caesar, arrived in Alexandria, Cleopatra arranged one of the most legendary political moves in history. According to ancient sources, she had herself smuggled into Caesar's palace, dramatically unrolling herself from a carpet at his feet. But what truly captivated Caesar wasn't just her daring entrance or her famed beauty, it was her mind. Cleopatra was sharp, persuasive, and politically brilliant. She presented her case with such clarity and intelligence that Caesar was convinced. He backed her claim to the throne, helping her defeat her brother's forces in a short, brutal civil war. With Caesar's support, Cleopatra was restored as Queen of Egypt. Their political alliance blossomed into a personal one, and together they had a Caesarion, whom Cleopatra believed was Caesar's true and rightful heir. For a moment, it seemed Egypt, under her rule, stood strong and secure again. But after Julius Caesar's assassination in 44 BC, Cleopatra's world was thrown into turmoil. She had lost her greatest protector and most powerful ally. Rome, the superpower of the ancient world, plunged into chaos and civil war. And once again, Cleopatra faced a critical choice: surrender to the new powers in Rome, or adapt and fight. She chose power. She wasn't one to simply give up her kingdom or her son's future. She knew she had to navigate the treacherous political waters of a fractured Rome to survive. Her next move would be just as bold and just as critical as her first meeting with Caesar. Enter Mark Antony, one of Rome's most powerful generals and a key player in the power struggle following Caesar's death. When Cleopatra met him, she did not approach as a desperate queen seeking help. She arrived as a ruler in absolute control. She sailed to meet him on a magnificent golden barge, dressed as the goddess Isis. A calculated and stunning display of wealth, divine authority, and power. Their alliance was political first, romantic second. Together, they formed a powerful partnership, ruling vast territories across the eastern Mediterranean. They dreamed of a new Hellenistic empire with Alexandria as its capital. But Rome did not approve. Antony's chief rival, Octavian, launched a brilliant propaganda campaign. He painted Cleopatra as a dangerous foreign seductress who had corrupted a noble Roman hero with her charms and luxuries. It was a lie, but a powerful one, and it worked. The Roman people began to see Antony's alliance with Cleopatra as a betrayal. The conflict finally came to a head in 31 BC. Octavian's forces confronted the combined fleets of Antony and Cleopatra at the Battle of Actium. It was a disaster. Antony and Cleopatra were defeated, their naval power shattered. In the chaotic aftermath, Antony received false news that Cleopatra was dead. Devastated, he took his own life. Soon after, Cleopatra was captured by Octavian's soldiers. She knew what fate awaited her. Octavian planned to parade her through the streets of Rome in his Triumph for Living trophy to display his ultimate victory. Cleopatra refused to suffer such a humiliation. Rather than live as a prisoner, she chose death on her own terms. Legend says she died by the bite of an asp, a venomous snake and a symbol of Egyptian royalty. Though the true method remains a mystery, her final act was one of defiance. She was just 39 years old. So, in the end, Cleopatra was not just a lover. She was not just a queen defined by the men in her life. She was a brilliant strategist, a gifted linguist, a skilled diplomat, and a formidable ruler who held Egypt together during one of the most turbulent periods in history, the rise of the Roman Empire. The history we know was written by her enemies, by the Romans who defeated her. They tried to reduce her legacy to simple seduction and beauty, a convenient narrative that masked her true threat. But the truth is far more complex and far more powerful. Cleopatra didn't lose because she lacked intelligence or skill. She lost because she dared to challenge the future Roman Empire and its first emperor. And more than 2,000 years later, her incredible story of power, intellect, and defiance still refuses to be forgotten. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments below. Was Cleopatra a villain or one of history's greatest leaders? Thanks for watching.